Startling. Rasheeda's mother lashes out at Kirk. This relationship is officially ended because you hit my girl. The entire room freezes as Rasheeda's mother storms in like a hurricane, pointing directly at Kirk Frost and yelling at the top of her lungs, "You hit my girl. You put your hands on my daughter." The cameras are rolling, tempers are already boiling, and Kirk's expression falls. Standing there with tears running down her cheeks, Rasheeda is torn between the mother who has finally had enough and the guy she has battled for years to keep. This isn't just another love and hip-hop dispute. Everything blows up at this point. Rasheeda's mother has finally pulled the line after years of public humiliations, cheating scandals, baby mama problems, and Kirk's never-ending excuses. She screams, "You think you can keep breaking her heart and I'm going to stay quiet? Not anymore." Her voice breaks with intense anguish. She is being pulled back by friends and crew, but the harm has already been done. The words linger in the atmosphere like smoke following a gunshot. In Atlanta's hip-hop circles, whispers are already going viral. Was that last line truly crossed by Kirk? Was there any physical aggression? Or is this the emotional tipping point that has been accumulating for several seasons? According to people close to the family, Rasheeda's mother has been spending too many evenings watching her daughter cry and picking up the pieces following each of Kirk's controversies. Enough is enough, she allegedly warned producers off camera. This poisonous stuff is not what my baby deserves. You may use a knife to cut through the thick strain. It wasn't like that. You don't understand what we've been through, Kirk shakily tries to justify himself, but Rasheeda's mother isn't hearing. You hit my girl emotionally, mentally, and who knows what else. This relationship is over, she says, stepping closer and jabbing her finger at his chest. Fans are already going crazy in the comments section of the uncut video. While some are applauding Rasheeda's mother for standing up like a lioness to protect daughter, others are shocked that the long-running roller coaster may finally be coming to an end. Will another round bring Kirk and Rasheeda back into the mayhem, or is this the end of them for good? Hold on tight, 4 is about to change everything in this intense confrontation. As Rasheeda stands still with tears flowing down her face as her mother lets out years of suppressed anger on Kirk Frost, the cameras continue to roll. She yells, "You hit my girl," and her voice reverberates like thunder throughout the room. Kirk stumbles back, his face pale, trying to find the right words, but the damage is already exploding everywhere. "You put your hands on my daughter." This isn't just words. This is a mother protecting her child after watching her baby endure too many heartbreaks, too many lies, and too many nights wondering if this toxic cycle would ever end. Rasheeda's mother isn't going to back down this time, despite friends on set rushing in to separate them. She has witnessed everything, the public humiliations, the baby mothers, the cheating, and now is the last straw that ruins it all. Reactions from viewers at home are already flooding social media. While some are applauding the mother for acting like a genuine warrior, others are horrified at how quickly this long-running love tale is falling apart in front of them. Rasheeda makes an effort to yank her mom away. Her voice breaks with emotion as she says, "Mama, please not here, not like this." After years of standing by Kirk through every controversy, rumor, and altercation, she believed they had finally turned a corner, but the agony is evident all over her face. However, her mother is now marking the boundary and announcing that their relationship is officially finished. As Kirk tries to defend himself, the room fills with visitors and murmurs. He continues, his voice trembling, "It wasn't like that. You have no idea what we've been through. We have children, history, and a life that we have made together." However, Rasheeda's mother abruptly interrupts him, her eyes blazing. "What is the history of? You have a history of repeatedly breaking her down." She accuses him of emotional abuse, mental torment, and even alludes to physical altercations that have left her daughter damaged. You believe this can be resolved with. Some others support Rasheeda, arguing that she should have someone who encourages her rather than subjecting her to constant controversy. Some defend Kirk by arguing that relationships in the hip-hop industry are never straightforward. However, the stakes are fundamentally personal. Rasheeda has made a lot of sacrifices. Her self-worth, her work, and her tranquility are all for this man who consistently disappoints her with. When she was unable to defend herself, her mother became the voice she needed to hear. As more individuals congregate in an attempt to defuse the situation, the conflict intensifies. However, each effort merely feeds the flames. Kirk makes contact with Rasheeda. "Talk to me, baby, and we can resolve this." However, she takes a step back and shakes her head. This time, the betrayal goes too far. According to people close to the family, this explosion has been building for months behind the scenes, with Rasheeda's mother repeatedly telling her daughter to leave before it's too late. Now, those warnings have escalated into a full-fledged public altercation that nobody anticipated. Unexpected information concerning previous instances in which Kirk reportedly crossed borders during heated moments begins to surface as the dispute heats up, leaving Rasheeda profoundly devastated. Accounts of conflicts that escalated to the point of door slamming and shouting startle fans. However, the mother's intervention alters completely this time. She takes Rasheeda's hand. "We're going to leave this disaster behind you, baby, so hurry up." This toxicity is no longer necessary. The room became even more divided as her remarks struck like a hammer. While some crew members seem uneasy about how entwined these lives have gotten over the years, others disagree. For Rasheeda, the personal stakes are extremely high because she is losing not only a spouse but also a complete shared universe of business endeavors, musical aspirations, and family relationships. However, the discomfort of remaining weighs more than the anxiety of beginning afresh on one's own. Kirk falls on his knees in a dramatic plea, but the twists keep coming. "I adore you more than anything, Rasheeda. Don't let this separate us. I swear I've changed." Her mother, however, laughs cruelly. "Modified? Do you think it's changed to go missing with other ladies and then return with justifications? This ends tonight, darling." Revelations of private fights that friends and mirrors have seen but have remained silent up until now cause the family drama to break out into the open. Rasheeda eventually lets out a cry as her emotions run wild. "You're correct, Mama. I've been hanging on for too long. Peace is what I deserve. I'm worthy of respect." Reactions abound in the room, with some applauding and others murmuring about the implications of their future together or apart. This isn't your typical fight from an episode. This seems to be the actual tipping point that might bring an end to one of the most complex truths of love. Fans and followers are responding in real time, with hashtags becoming viral outside of the immediate chaos. From encouragement for Rasheeda to find strength to discussions on whether Kirk can ever turn his life around or whether their turbulent romance is really coming to an end. Rasheeda's mother lists every loss, every public humiliation, and every time her daughter returned home devastated as the allegations of betrayal fly quickly. "You emotionally assaulted my girl." With a voice full of maternal rage, she exclaims, "You destroyed her confidence and now look at her." The entire hip-hop world is vibrating with opinions. Some artists are quietly offering support, while others remain impartial due to the complex ties in the industry. However, it is evident that everyone is wondering what will happen to Rasheeda and Kirk after this eruption. Will she leave for good, or will they be drawn back into the fire by another turn of events? More intense conversations that expose deeper levels of animosity and unresolved pain that have been boiling beneath the surface for years mean that the night is far from over. Rasheeda finds a quiet moment to breathe, but the confrontation's weight is pressing down on her. Her mother gives her a strong hug while whispering encouraging words. "My darling, you are more resilient than this storm. Don't go back." Family support becomes a lifeline as Kirk paces the area, appearing defeated, but is yearning for another opportunity to defend himself. Friends attempt to mediate, but the gap feels too great now, personal. As discussions about corporate alliances and shared assets come up, the stakes increase even further, potentially making the break much more difficult. Everyone is captivated by the drama's unadulterated genuineness as it develops. Layers are added to the emotional tapestry when unexpected supporters come from the woodwork and share their own tales of comparable heartbreaks. Fans of music throughout the world are too divided. Some want Rasheeda to put self-love first, while others believe that if genuine transformation occurs, there will be healing. As emotions are at an all-time high, a close friend recalls earlier warnings that the couple disregarded, which causes even more accusations to fly back and forth. Rasheeda's mother confronts the friend as well, turning the space into a battlefield of long-buried secrets. You knew this would happen, yet you stayed silent. Their reality TV life's manufactured, layers reveal weaknesses and regrets that make the story both incredibly fascinating and all too human. The talk cuts deep and emotions flow freely as the night goes on, laying the groundwork for what might be the most dramatic chapter of their story to date. Everyone is holding their breath during this portion of the mayhem, wondering how much more can break before something gives way entirely. The world waits, waiting for the next explosive development in this relationship that once seemed impenetrable, but now hangs by the smallest thread, while the cameras record every tear, every shout, and every moment of unadulterated misery. As Rasheeda and her mother leave the room with their heads held high, the fallout from that explosive confrontation spreads like wildfire throughout the entire love and hip-hop circle. Kirk stands there stunned and alone, his pleas echoing uselessly behind them, "You hit my girl." The words repeat in everyone's minds like a haunting refrain, but Kirk isn't ready to let go just yet. "Rasheeda, wait, please. Let's talk this out away from the camera's eye. Swear I never meant to hurt you like that," he says in a desperate and cracking voice as he follows them out into the hallway. However, her mother spins around, protecting her daughter like a fierce lioness, saying, "Don't you dare come near her again. You've caused enough harm for a lifetime." As cast members begin to pour in, drawn by the chaos, the tension soars. While others murmur that this might be the end of one of the most talked about pairings in the game, Trina and Tommy exchange startled looks. Online fans are going crazy, with comments flooding every platform. Some are applauding Rasheeda's mother for finally speaking the truth that everyone else was afraid to say, while others wonder if Kirk actually entered physical territory or if this is all just emotional warfare that has developed over years of ups and downs inside the green room. When Kirk breaks down in front of his friends and acknowledges some of his mistakes while manipulating the story to portray himself as the victim, the drama gets more intense. Tears well up in his eyes as he explains, "I've been under so much pressure with business and the kids and the industry." However, a close friend tries to console him, saying, "Bro, you got to own up to the cheating, the lies this time. Rasheeda has always been my rock and now her mom is turning her against me." "It looks bad," Kirk says, shaking his head, refusing to accept full responsibility. "It wasn't hitting, it was passion, things got heated, but I love her more than anything. This relationship can't be over just like that." However, the group is still divided. Some nod sympathetically, recalling their own messy relationships, while others support Rasheeda, claiming that she has carried this weight alone for too long. The personal stakes are higher as discussions turn to their shared children and how a split would destroy the family. Another turn of events occurs when one of Rasheeda's close companions pulls her aside and tells her that she has seen similar outbursts before. She murmurs, "You deserve better than this constant cycle of heartbreak," while giving her a tight hug. Rasheeda nods slowly. The weight of years crashing down. Mama was right. I kept hoping he would change, but every time it's the same pain. The mother stands firmly near her face, a mixture of relief and anger. I've watched my daughter cry too many nights over this man, she tells the cameras directly. He needs to learn that actions have consequences, and my girl's peace comes first. The room is filled with encouraging murmurs from the crew, who have seen the toll this relationship has taken. Fans are astounded by the unadulterated authenticity that is taking place, feeling as though they are directly in the middle of this family conflict that splits loyalties throughout Atlanta. Kirk tries one more dramatic approach. Backstage rumors develop into lengthy conversations about other cast members who experienced similar family interventions and how it forced real growth or painful endings. Taking Rasheeda away from prying eyes and into a private area, darling. 3. Recall all of the enjoyable moments, the music we composed, and the aspirations we pursued. Let a single negative moment wipe everything out. This is the result of 1,000 little incisions. Every time you pick someone else over us, you break my heart. Inspired by her mother's bravery, her voice rises with renewed strength. As memories of late nights, waiting for calls that never arrived, and public humiliations that caused her to doubt everything come flooding back, the betrayal feels brand new. As additional friends join in, the altercation spreads back into the main area, resulting in a tumultuous scene of defenses and accusations. Kirk yells, "You think you're the only one hurting." However, Rasheeda has spent years sacrificing her happiness. It's her turn to make her own decision now. When Rasheeda's mother confronts Kirk once more, citing every controversy, every baby mama crisis, and every time he vanished without a reason, the family drama takes a new turn. "I won't allow you to continue dissecting her piece by piece." Everyone is holding their breath in anticipation of the next explosion as the air crackles with intensity. Unexpected, allies emerge from the cast to provide their personal insights regarding their couple's tumultuous past. Off the record, one producer even acknowledges that in previous shows, they had to step in to stop more severe outbursts. The gang is rocked by this revelation, which complicates the already chaotic situation. Rasheeda finds herself at a crossroads, divided between the love she previously experienced and the weariness of battling for a relationship that never seems to end. With financial endeavors linked to music partnerships on hold, the personal stakes are extremely high. And children caught in the emotional crossfire, friends try mediating with calm words, but passions flare too hot for reason to prevail, leading to more heated exchanges that reveal deeper resentments long buried under years of pretending everything was fine. The drama takes yet another twist when a surprise call comes in from a family member, adding fuel to the fire with stories of Kirk promising change before only to repeat the same patterns. Rasheeda's mom listens intently, then turns to her daughter. "See, baby, this is the cycle we break tonight. No more empty words, no more false hopes." The support network rallies around Rasheeda, empowering her to stand tall amid the chaos, while Kirk paces like a caged animal, desperate for redemption but facing an uphill battle. The entire hip-hop community buzzes with opinions, some artists, music, texting support for Rasheeda, others staying silent to avoid picking sides, but the consensus leans toward this being a defining moment that could reshape their futures forever. Emotions continue flowing freely as dialogues cut deep into the heart of their issues, exposing vulnerabilities that make the story painfully real yet irresistibly entertaining for viewers glued to every development. Outside pressures mount as social media explodes with polls asking if Rasheeda should leave for good or give Kirk one last chance. Hashtags trend wildly, mixing support for the mom with debates about toxic relationships in the spotlight. The night stretches longer with more revelations about private moments that cameras never caught before, painting a fuller picture of the struggles behind the glamour. Rasheeda breathes deeply, feeling the weight lift slightly from her shoulders thanks to her mother's unwavering stand. She angrily asserts her dominance in front of everyone, saying, "You hit my girl, but you won't break her spirit." As the gap widens, the room erupts in a mixture of gasps and applause, creating even more chaos for what will happen next in this unfolding story that has everyone questioning whether reconciliation is possible or whether this is actually the official end of their lengthy roller coaster ride together. Every minute that goes by raises the stakes, and everyone is affected by the intensity of the raw suffering on show. As Rasheeda withdraws to her family home in search of comfort, and Kirk frantically tries to contact her with several calls and texts that initially go unanswered, the drama from that tumultuous night continues into the days that follow.